What's going on? Brian here, and I know it's been a while since I've done a video that kind of looked like this, but hey, how's it going? Hope you are having a great day. And here we are. And usually about this time of month, I would tell you about the games coming in August. I will be doing that video that will probably come out tomorrow. But there's a pretty big update that happened over on the Stadia website that I do want to kind of just discuss, give my quick thoughts and opinions on, and then we can just kind of have this discussion in the comments. We can talk about whether we were right or wrong about our predictions for the month of August. But before we get started, if you haven't already, get subscribed, turn the bell notification on so you get up-to-date notifications on when we go live with new content, including videos like this and live streams like the Celeste live first look last night. And yes, I said Celeste. Yes, I'm talking about Google Stadia, but we'll get there. All right, I promise we'll get there. We'll get there. And if you could also do me another favor, click the like button, because that just helps everyone find me just like you did. And YouTube's weird. It works in mysterious ways. And, click that little like button and people are like, oh, let's try this guy out. All right. But anyway, this week on Stadia, not to be confused with my friends Eddie and Chase and Kai, Stadia has their own little blog. They do at least once a week, usually, mostly. But this was a big update. We thought, and I mean, we expected that we'd get the announcement for the August Stadia Pro games, because on Saturday, that's a new month, we start August 1st. And here we are. We knew about Strange Brigade last week. I mean, unofficially we knew, because they announced that Strange Brigade would be coming to Stadia on August 1st, which you don't usually get new games coming to a platform on a Saturday. And considering the release schedule that Stadia tends to go with, we figured, it's probably going to be a Stadia Pro game. And of course it was. Right off the bat, we got Strange Brigade, Just Shapes and Beats, Kona, and Metra 2033 Redux. Now, before we get too far into those, I've been pretty fortunate where I haven't bought a lot of the games that end up being pro, which a lot of that has to do with the games that we're getting our new games to the platform, which is, I think, a good move in the right direction, because you get instances where people do buy these games. Two of these games were available previously, and Metro is relatively new to the platform, so is Just Shapes and Beats. But the thing is, with the platform being so young still, it's very easy that you could possibly purchase a game and it ends up on Pro a month or two later. And that can be a problem. Right off the bat, you had the very first Tomb Raider game, which was the first Pro game that wasn't Destiny or Samurai Showdown, I think. And people had bought that because it was on sale like the week before. And Stadia's like, okay, that was our bad. We'll give you your money back if you want to redeem it with Pro. Okay, cool. But I own Just Shapes and Beats. I did get a review copy for that game, so I guess I technically didn't pay for it, but Metro 2033, for instance, is the second game in the series that we've gotten for free. So kind of like Tomb Raider, we've gotten two of the games for free. But it's kind of weird. You got the first and now, or you had the last one start off with Metro Exodus, and then we got the first one. So it's the one in the middle that you need to buy at the moment. If it goes the Tomb Raider route, which I could see with the Metro series, you'll have to buy the second game. Shadow of the Tomb Raider has not gone on Pro. I could see it never going on Pro, to be honest, if not maybe a couple years down the road. SteamWorld's the only other series that has been completed through this Pro lineup, which really kind of surprised me, to be honest. But enough sidetrack there. Strange Brigade came out in 2018, I believe, to the other platforms about almost 2 years to the date it'll show up on Stadia. And I had, as I discussed on TSI, I have no previous interaction experience with Strange Brigade. I don't really with any of the Rebellion games, to be honest. This comes from Rebellion. If you look at the thumbnail right there, it looks oddly similar to the Zombie Army one. As far as I know, I believe it kind of plays the same. This is about as much as I know. Just Shapes and Beats is a tricky game. It's also on the older side, as is Kona. But these are games that have been received decently well. Metro is going to be the one I'm going to immediately jump into, because that's I've been wanting to start that series. I own the games on Steam, but I just never got around to it. But having them on Stadia is going to be really cool. Thought about picking them up on the Switch for the portability aspect, but knowing that they're on Stadia, I was like, I'll hold off. But those are the new games coming to Stadia Pro. Awesome lineup of 4 new games for free. 2 never been on the platform before, so it's even cooler. Of course, these are all available to pick up on August 1st. If they continue their cycle that they've been doing, you should be able to pick them up at 12 midnight Pacific. So that translates to about 2 a.m. Central Time, and then about 3 a.m. Eastern Time. And then if you're overseas in the UK, it's about, I believe, 8 a.m. there. So immediately you can pick them up right away on Saturday, which I like that they do that. They do keep that schedule the same. I believe it's been the same since Guilt came out. that's good to see. Rock of Ages 3, we already knew about this through Modus Games. They announced it on their Twitter page, but I believe this is Stadia's first time actually mentioning it. And they're saying that it's coming with Stadia Pro, so I don't know why this specifically is coming to Stadia Pro. It's a brand new game. I'm okay with it. It's awesome. It's not a game I would pay for, so that means a game I might try. It has the Orcs Must Die kind of gameplay element to it, I do believe, if I'm getting my tower defense games correct. I'm not a tower defense kind of guy. I haven't even touched Orcs yet, even though I've heard great things. I believe it. It's just typically not the kind of game I'll play. I'll jump into it eventually. And same with Rock of Ages. I mean, I claim every pro game for that exact reason. Give me something new to try. And that's exactly what that can do. If you haven't already claimed Zombie Army 4, you're going to lose that opportunity to come the first. Makes sense. At some point, it's just going to go away. And I believe that's the only game in quite a while it's actually disappeared from the pro lineup. I don't have those games in front of me, but I believe it's still over 20 games you will get if you're a brand new Stadia Pro member. And you can't get that anywhere else. And as long as you're a member, you get to keep those games. Now, something like a Game Pass, which Stadia Pro is often compared to, you lose those games possibly. Now, not the only games you probably never lose are the first party titles, but say like NBA 2K20 is on there right now, for instance. That's not going to stay there. That's a licensing issue, first of all. But the second part of it is that games on like Game Pass, those will eventually disappear. Whereas over here on Stadia with Stadia Pro, it's just like how Xbox Live Gold works and how PlayStation Plus works. So those games will stay with you as long as you're a subscriber. But Stadia is the only one that you can jump into and get 20 games right out the bat. That's a large percentage of the library, which is an amazing selling tool. Now, here's the thing that I believe that this just absolutely just tipped it, man. This was my favorite part of the announcement. And I know there's a much bigger announcement, and I don't know why they saved this for near the bottom of this whole blog post, because someone might have missed it, because I did when I first looked at it, and I found out on Twitter from all the people I follow, but we'll get there in a second. Celeste was one of my very... Well, it wasn't my very first. It was one of my first... Why do you keep saying first? It was one of the games I predicted coming to Stadia Pro in August. I was wrong. And I'm glad I was, because it came even earlier than that. It came out today, or as I'm recording this video, it came out today. But as of the video's release, it came out yesterday. Picked up $19.99 in the Stadia store. Awesome game. We streamed it a little bit. There's a replay of it that you can watch here, top right. I'm pointing the wrong way. I don't know. I don't care. Just click that link that popped up, okay? You can watch me play Celeste. I play through the first level and a half, play through the Pico game. Awesome game. Seriously, if you're into platformers, it is S tier. It is top of the line when it comes to platforming. PUBG's getting the new Season 8. We knew about that through the Connect 2 days from now, or tomorrow as of this video. I record this the night before and then I release it the next day. So the 30th, which will be tomorrow as of this video's posting, Season 8 is a part of Stadia Pro for free. Awesome stuff right there. We knew about that through the Connect, as I just said. And they talk about spending your Survivor Pass cold front coupons before Season 8 goes live, because if you don't use them, you lose them. All right, so keep that in mind. Orcs Must Die 3 is free. We knew that already. Nothing really to go over with that. Try out Stadia. Now, this is the thing I was talking about. Why this was left at the very bottom, I don't know. But some people read through everything, and I guess I didn't. All right. You can now play Stadia with mobile data. That's a game change. Now, I know with with XCloud, you could have already done that. But this is Stadia, boys. This is Stadia, girls. This is 5G, something that, not many people have just yet. And I don't believe this is truly at its peak yet, because there have been people that have reported that 4G has been flawless. Like, it works great. Now, 4G is definitely up to, your mileage may vary. Me, where I live, that ain't going to be worthwhile. It ain't going to be possible in some aspects. So for me, Wi-Fi is just going to be the way to go for me. But if I'm in a metropolitan area and I'm just kind of sitting there, maybe at McDonald's waiting for my food, I'm just like, all right, let me go check in an ESO real quick. And I can do that without having to connect to the Wi-Fi. That's really cool. Something a lot of people have been wanting. I believe it's capped at 480p right now, which is very low. It's part of the experiments tab. Go to stadiasource.com. They can give you more information about how to get that ready to go. Gem Stadia Uncovered. If it's not unlocking for you for some reason, Gem Stadia has a way that he actually forced it. So it's really cool. But it's an experiment. So what that really means is that it's technically not truly implemented yet. It's still something that's in the data collection phase. And it's just another way you can play Stadia. It's another way to cut the cord, so where like you don't need to be on a Wi-Fi connection. You don't need to have your controller with you now because you have touchscreen controls, which is not very conducive for, say, a Celeste, by the way. That's not really a surprise, but a lot of these features are starting to roll out, and you're like, Stadia's rolling here. They know what they're doing. They're doing things their way, sure, but they constantly add things up. And things like this, I believe, this blog post in general, and by the way, the sales that they list here, these were already there. So it's just kind of a continuation of that. Just letting you know that these games are still available to pick up in the store. If you haven't picked up these games, these are the sale prices for them. Good sales. If I were to make some recommendations real quick out of this, because you might be looking for some, Assassin's Creed Odyssey for $19.80, great price, but you can pick up the entire collection for, when that goes on sale, for like $30. So if you're interested in doing more than just the main campaign, I would hold off, because you can get the entire Ultimate Edition for pretty cheap. But it's weird that's not a part of this. I don't know why it's not. But Mortal Kombat 11, love Mortal Kombat 11. The story's pretty good. You're probably only going to be able to spend your time playing the story in this game. Now you can play local multiplayer. You can play online too, but the online community for Mortal Kombat, unfortunately, is rather small. It's one of the smaller ones of the biggest titles, which is unfortunate. That's why crossplay is so important. I believe PS4 and Xbox One have crossplay with Mortal Kombat 11. I wish Stadia was included because it needs it. You could even do it with PC, because PC usually has low population as well when it comes to the NetherRealm fighting games. Injustice 2 had that problem. Mortal Kombat 10 did not have great population from what I remember. So just having crossplay with someone would be so helpful. 2K20, same story when it comes to the online aspect. It's a little more populated because 2K is much more of a casual game than Mortal Kombat is, so you will have better luck finding, say, people in the park. Can't say much for my team or just head-to-head stuff, so keep that in mind, especially because the Legend Edition is pretty much giving you coins and currency, VC is what they call it in NBA 2K, to pretty much spend towards things like that. The Crew 2, fantastic arcade racing game. Absolutely fun. Trials Rising, one of my favorite buys on Stadia. It's such a blast. And it's a quick game just to pick up and play and just drop if you need to. And a lot of these games are also on sale for regular members. And then the other two games I did not go over, Lost Words Beyond the Page is a Stadia exclusive for a full year. I believe next March is when that ends. And then I haven't played that game, but it's stellar story. You're going to get about 6 hours out of it. And a lot of people have so many good things to say about it. I've been thinking about picking it up on the sale, but I'm either waiting for it to go on Pro or maybe just a little lower. I mean, it's about $3-4 off. And then Red Dead Redemption 2, if you're a Red Dead fan, that's the typical price you'd see. I haven't seen the regular version go on sale for anything less than that yet. So if you can hold off, you might see it drop to about maybe $35 come Christmas time. I don't really have any actual information as to why I'm saying that. I don't know. But I want to know what your thoughts about this entire blog post, because there's a lot to talk about. I'm just kind of looking at the time like, holy crap, that was a lot of discussion there, because, I mean, of course I could spend even more time, but some big games coming to Pro. Metro, big deal is the Redux. So now we have 2 of the 3 games, as long as you've been a Pro member for a while now. And then you got 2 new games to the platform as well. And then Just Shapes and Beats as a fun little way to knock off some time as well. And then, of course, Celeste is here. And 4G, 5G mobile gaming is here as well for Google Stadia. What has been your favorite part of this new update for Google Stadia? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you haven't already, like this video, get subscribed. Sorry we kind of rambled through this one, but tomorrow we will be having our video on the games coming up for August. Kind of give you a primer for that. Maybe some guesses in there too, because I like predicting things. All right, I like speculating. That's just what I do. It's one of my favorite pastimes, even though I get most of them wrong. But you know, the thing is, it makes you feel good when you say, I was right. I was half right about Celeste. I'm okay with being half wrong on that. But again, let me know your thoughts down below. Hope you guys have a good one. Stay safe. We'll catch you down the road. And as always, thank you and party on.